कोर्ट में आपको बुलाएंगे तो जब बता
जगदीश भाई रबारी
जगदीश भाई रबारी
मुकेश भाई रबारी मुकेश भाई रबारी
मनोज भाई लालवानी
वकील से एचपी अभी
वकील से एचपी अभी
तो 581/21 वो कंट्रोल करेगा
जो है 7
तो कितने पे कागज कौन सा है यार डॉलर है कौन सा है किरण ने लिखा है
किरण भाई लिखा बॉय
हरेश भी बर्थडे भाई
बॉय
હરેશ બળદેવ.
હરેશ હરદેવભાઈ.
એકસો 755/23. કુણાલ રાઠોડ.
કુણાલ રાઠોડ.
આકાશ વાઘેલા.
આકાશ વાઘેલા.
એક્ઝામ્શન આપવાનું છે.
અને મકવાણા હાજર છે.
આવે છે એમ બોલો. એકસો 765/23.
એમાં પ્રોસીડિંગ્સ છે એ પ્રજાપતિ હા સાહેબ એક્ઝામ્શન આપું છું બંને જી જી
કલ્યાણસિંહ તોમર.
કલ્યાણસિંહ તોમર.
એકસો 718/23. ભૂપેન્દ્રભાઈ. સોમાભાઈ કરશનભાઈ પટેલ.
સોમાભાઈ કરશનભાઈ પટેલ.
કોના મોટા ભાઈ જામીનદાર
તો ભાઈ એમનો ફોન રાત્રે સાહેબ ફોન આવ્યો મારા ઉપર એમ કે હું આવી શકું એમ નથી તો તમે આપી જણાવો બધું
ઠરાવ છે
સોચા ફોન રાખી. અભિજીત શાહ.
અભિજીત શાહ.
મુન્નાભાઈ મફતલાલ રંધાણી.
મુન્નાભાઈ મફતલાલ રંધાણી.
50/24. નવનીતભાઈ વર્મા.
એ કે પરમાર આપનો કોર્ટ ક્યાં
સાહેબ એમે એવું છે હું કોડ ખોલી દઉં ત્યાં
હા
ડાયરેક્ટ આવી ઘેર જ છું હું અંદર થેલી મૂકી બેગ પેક કરીને લઈ લીધો રહી ગયું આઈ એમ સોરી
નવનીતભાઈ હા છે આજે
17/4.
હાલો
સિનિયર હાજર જોઈશે હા કઈ નહીં કઈ આવે પછી આરોપી હાજર નથી ને એટલે સિનિયર હાજર જોઈએ તમારી સહી હોય તો હું તમારાથી ચલાવી લઉં તો આજે ફોર્મલ રાખ્યું શેખાવત સાહેબ નથી
ના સર.
19 એ ક્યારે આવવાના છે શેખાવત સાહેબ તો અહીંયા 19 ત્યાં પછી છે ને એમની જુનિયર કઈક તારીખ અરજી લેજો કે 19 ને બદલે છે ને 21 રાખજો કદાચ તરત ને તરત બધું ભેગું થઈ જાય એ સિનિયર બરગામ છે ને આમાં 21મી આપશો એમ એટલે સ્પેસિફિક ડેટ મેન્શન કરીને અરજી લેજો 21 તારીખ
ભક્તિસિંહ દેખાવો.
હા
આરોપી સાહેબ એક્ઝામ્શન નથી આપવાનું.
કયામાં
4/24 છે વિથમાં ચાર્જીસ એક્યુઝ નંબર 10 કિશનલાલ મોજાજી પ્રજાપતિ કેવલ ટિકિટ
એ આપણે બાકીના બધાને જ ના પાડેલી હતી આજે
એટલે એમના વકીલને તમે કહેજો ત્યારે કે મારી પર મેસેજ આવ્યો છે એમના વકીલ છે પણ આવે છે
હાજી બોલો.
બોલો તું કેશભાઈ.
હાજી હાજી
કારણ કે સોમવારે ત્યારે બેંકમાં જવાનું હતું ને ત્યારે મેં સાહેબને મને જાતા દેલો છે આ બેંકમાં મને લઈ જવાનું છે તેને કીધું તમારે ખાનગી વાહન મંગાવવું પડશે સરકારી વાહનમાં તમને લઈ જવાય નહીં પછી મારી પાસે કોર્ટનો ઓર્ડર છે તમે વાંચી લો તે કે અમને અંગ્રેજી વાંચતા નથી આવડતું પીએસસી એવું કીધું આપણે 10-12 પાસ ભણેલા હોઈએ એટલે સાહેબ હું ટ્રાન્સલેટ કરીને આપને બતાવું કે તારું ટ્રાન્સલેટ કરીને માન્ય ગણાય બેસી જાતે તો સાહેબ હું ચૂપ થઈ ગયો સાહેબ મારા બેંકમાં જો વખત તે મુજબ કોર્ટનો હુકમ છે મારી પાસે આ વાંચી શકો છો તો બી મને સાહેબ બેંકને ના પાડી પછી હું બેસી કે પછી થોડીક વાર રહીને મને પાછો બોલાવ્યો મને કંટ્રોલમાં ગાડીમાં મેસેજ કર્યો ને ત્યાં સમય આવે પછી પાછો થોડીક વાર રહીને બોલાવ્યો મને અનિવાર્ય કેમ કે ગાડી આવશે ને વીઆઈપી બંદોબસ્તમાં છે અમિત શાહ સાહેબનો બંદોબસ્ત છે એટલે ગાડી તમને મળશે ને કે આવતીકાલે જે બી શિપ આવે સવારે 8 વાગે એમની રજૂઆત કરજે સાહેબ કઈ વાંધો નહીં એ સવારે બીજા દિવસે 8 વાગે જે શિપમાં સાહેબ આવ્યા એમની રજૂઆત કરી તો એમને મને આયા એટલે એક કોન્સ્ટેબલ અગાઉ હતો એમની જોડે સોમવારે જે સાહેબનો કોન્સ્ટેબલ હતો ને એ કોન્સ્ટેબલ મંગળવારે હતો એમણે કીધું કે કાલે બી તારા ગાડી માટે તો રાત પાડી હતી ને મેં કીધું સાહેબ મને એવું કીધું કે બંદોબસ્તમાં ગયેલી છે મને ના કે સરકારી વાહન તો એમ ના મળે કે સરકારી વાહન તો જેલથી ઘર અને ઘરેથી જેલ માટે લઈ જવા માટે હોય એટલે તારે ખાનગી વાહન મંગાવવું પડશે અમારે 6 માણસો છે 7 નું તો પ્રાઇવેટ વાહન મંગાવી દે તો સાહેબ ભાડું હું કાલે પણ પૂછ્યું ગાડી વાળો 6000 રૂપિયા કીધા સાહેબ હું ક્યાંથી મંગાવી શકીશ મને કે દેખ તારું ખાનગી કામ છે એમ એટલે કે તારો પ્રશ્ન છે તારે જવું ના જવું સાહેબ હું કોર્ટમાં રજૂઆત કરીશ જે તારે જ્યાં કેવું ત્યાં કહી દેજે પણ નહીં મળે તો બુધવારે બી આવી સિચ્યુએશન બની છે અને એમના 6 માણસોની સાથે આમાં સાહેબ એક વસ્તુ સાહેબ મારે પૂછવી હતી ખાલી છેલ્લી વસ્તુ સાહેબ આમાં સાહેબ આ જે મને જાણતા બેરન આપી હતી એમાં મારે એ માણસોનું 6 જણનું જમવાનું મારે સાહેબ મંગાવવાનું હોય બહારથી
ના
એમને મને સાહેબ એવું કીધું કે 6 માણસોનું અમારું જમવાનું આપતા જ મને રવિવારે સાહેબ કહી દીધું કે સર 12 વાગે ખબર નહીં પડતી જમવાનું
ખાલી એ લોકોને રહેવાની સગવડ કરી આપવાની એ સિવાય બધું એ લોકોએ મેનેજ કરવાનું હોય છે
સાહેબ 6 માણસો એક પીએસઆઈ બે હથિયાર પોલીસ 6 માણસો લગાતાર 7 દિવસ સુધી બહારથી સારી ઓટોમાં જમવાનું મંગાવી પડે કે આ મને મંગાવી આપે એના તમામ વિડીયો બી છે મારી પાસે અમુક પેમેન્ટ તો ઓનલાઈન કરેલા છે એ બી છે સાહેબ બધું વિગતવાર છે
મને એક વિગતવાર અરજી મોકલાવો હું ખુલાસો માંગુ છું
અંદરથી સાહેબ મને અરજી આપે એવું કહી દો મને આપશે નહીં સાહેબ અંદરથી અરજી
અરે એમને કાગળ આપો
હા સાહેબ
હા હમણાં જ આપજો કાગળ એમને અને આ બધી વિગતો લખીને મને અરજી મોકલાવજો
હા સાહેબ હા સાહેબ
ત્યાં બે પંચોને બજેલું છે રાહ જોઈએ છે હા
લઈ લઉં એમાં પેલામાં પંચ એક છે નાનો લઈ લીધો પેલા 70 માં ભલે વકીલ સાહેબ નહીં હોય તો ચાલશે
This Honorable Court, as well as the Honorable Gujarat High Court, in the Supreme Court, also in the affidavit we have tendered, that why UAP gets attracted as far as 824, 25, and the other persons against whom UAP has been attracted, including accused, the Afghani accused, whom we have charged in the first supplementary charge sheet. There is a direct nexus of this international drugs cartel with the Lashkar-e-Taiba, whose head is Hafiz Saeed. And we have witnesses in the initial stage of investigation, before we submitted the charge sheet on 14th of March, there were revelations as far as the involvement of the LET is concerned. There is a document which we have in the case records, which directly gives linkage of WA and WA2 being in Islamabad with having linkages with the terrorist organization. More clearly, we could file those evidences when we unraveled the conspiracy pertaining to the involvement of LET. And that came as far as the second supplementary charge sheet is concerned, my lord. We have categorized witnesses protected witness M, SJ, AX. They would reveal that WA1 had instructed me to collect this money and to send it to POK-based LET operatives. A29, in his disclosure statement, specifically mentions that Dr. Javed, alias Amani, himself is associated with LET-based operative. Iqbal Awan, the WA12 that we are yet to charge sheet, but his role has transpired as far as the second supplementary.
A29 is?
A29 is, my lords. Just giving the name, my lord. No, A29. Naam. Shine Shah Zahir. Moreover, in his disclosure statement, he categorically discloses before the independent witnesses that it is Javed Amani who directed me to do this, along with Ishwinder, Pankaj Vaid, and other accused persons, to take the stockpile where the 3 consignments landed in November, December, and March, to take them from one place, 416 Nepsarai, to Hamidpur. And then in Hamidpur to search a godown. Then A27 is engaged. A28 is engaged. And that is how even this finds corroboration in the confession, which is voluntary, which has been given before the learned magistrate in Gujarat at Ahmedabad. Ishwinder Singh, the accused, A27, discloses that I have given on 2 occasions at Panipat border in Haryana to one Hafiz, who was sent by Dr. Amani, Javed Amani. And that finds corroboration. So each evidence is interlinked, my lord. All the circumstances in the chain of the conspiracy are so cogently proved by the prosecution, but it took time to find out. Indeed, this revelation had transcribed when the MHA directed that this is a narco-terror case. The NI needs to investigate because the 3,000 kg is not for the local supply or consumption. The proceeds are going directly somewhere. The MHA has many sources. If my lords could allow me to read that order on 6th of October, it specifically speaks volumes. 6th October order. The order, my lord, itself is very clear. First main charge sheet. FIR. Order. I'll read just one para from the order of 14 March 22, wherein the sanction was accorded as far as the offense of UAP 17 and 18 was concerned against A4 to A10 and WA1 to WA6. Yes. The central government, my lord, had received the information regarding the case DRI AZU GRU, this is the Gandhidham Unit NDPS 1 of 2021 on 13th September 2021 relating to seizure of 2988.21 kgs of materials from TG Terminals Private Limited, Container Freight Station, Mundra, Gujarat, by DRI Gandhidham Regional Unit. Keeping in view the gravity of offence, the case was transferred to NI by this ministry order 6th October 21, which was registered at RC 2621 NI DLI 6 October 21 under Section 8C 23 of NDPS and Section so and so. Further, one similar consignment of 16 kg heroin was seized from Alipur by DRI Delhi Zonal Unit on 17 September and was registered as case so and so on 15 September. And this case was also transferred to NI wide order 25th October 21 as a connected offence to 2621. Further, during course of investigation, one FIR 90 of 21 was registered at Garshankar, Hoshiarpur, Punjab, under Section 21C of NDPS, related to seizure of 20.250 kgs heroin, also with cash of 40.12 lakh from different places in Punjab. The FIR was transferred for investigation wide 27/12/21 as another connected offence to 26/20/21. In these orders, my lords, if my lords would see the first FIR and the order 6th October itself, for a moment, the source and the narco terror of the international narco terror is mentioned very categorically. And that was the information why this case was entrusted specifically to the National Investigation Agency. After the mandate was given to NIA in 2020, my lord, that NI could also investigate the matters the Ministry of Finance has issued on Gazette notification in 2020, my lords, that NI would also investigate cases as far as the NDPS Act is concerned. So this narco terror, my lord, was already in the domain of the MHA, that this is happening somewhere or the other. But on 13th September, when this consignment was caught, and then later DRI investigated and found the angle, information was shared. Then MHA, knowing fully that there is some interlinkages of some international drugs cartel with some terror group, therefore they entrusted the investigation. And that 6th October order is very much important as far as the source is concerned. That was the beginning of the investigation as far as the outreach of the NI to investigate matters which affect the sovereignty and security of India. Hence, this is termed as a narco terror, international narco terror. And then, my lords, the authorities of the MHA, in the first charge sheet itself, my lord, were pleased to grant a sanction. The process of sanction, my lords, under Section 45 of the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, we submit all the documents, including the evidences, to the MHA. The MHA forwards it to the review authority, which is a 2-member authority, independently review the entire case papers, including the evidences, the statements, and the documents that we are relying before the Honorable Court. There is an independent scrutiny. The committee is called the review authority. They recommend independently to the central government whether a charge sheet under a UAP Act, the NI is claiming so, lies or not lies, they would recommend. They recommended positively. That itself is mentioned in the order. And now, therefore, the central government, after carefully, the third para of the 14 March 22 order, my lord, the central government in terms of 45 referred the above investigation report, write this ministry letter to Dr. Satish Chandra and Vishwanathan, Law Secretary, constituted wide so and so. This is a lawfully constituted authority by the central government. The job is to independently review without, they are neither under control nor the central government. They are an independent authority. They recommended to the government that yes, there is prima facie material which transcribes from the evidences gathered by the agency, and therefore we recommend for Section 17 and 18 of the UAP Act. The central government, then, my lord, it is not incumbent on the government to accept, but the government independently applies its mind. There is a recommendation. Does the central government have to accept it or forthwith reject it, repel it? The government again had gone through the entire evidences, including the recommendation, and found, yes, there exists some prima facie investigation done, and the records reveal the involvement of the accused for offenses under Section 17, that is terror financing, and 18, conspiracy to commit a terrorist act. And therefore, the government has accorded the sanction on 14 March, my lord, 2022. Against A4 for commission of offense under 17 and 18, A6, A7, A8, A9, A10, wanted accused 1, who is the kingpin, Mohammad Hussain Dad, his brother Hassan Shah, Mohammad Dad, Javed Najafi, WA3, WA4, Najibullah Khalid, the operational commander for the terror group in India, WA5, Ishmat Holari, and WA6, Ali Zada, Abdul Adi. So this was the first sanction, my lord, as far as the UAP is concerned. Now comes the second part of the investigation, my lord. The investigation was further continued because this is a very huge conspiracy. There are 6 consignments: November, December 2020, March 21, June, there are 2 consignments, and lastly, the 13th September consignment. So in all, the 6 consignments were spread across many states, including the landing port, except 1 consignment of the Kolkata port. All 5 have landed in the Mundra port at Gujarat. Now the Punjab case investigation, which was already a matter of the first investigation, the initial investigation revealed certain accused were arrested by Garshankar PS. And we have also returned. Accordingly, that case was also later on handed over to NIA as a connected offense under Section 8 of the NIA Act, read with Section 6(5). There's a suo motu order of the MHA. They said, this is your connected offense. You shall investigate this in line with your RC 26 by 2021. And therefore, that Punjab case we wrote, we got the police records, we continued with the investigation. We found direct linkages. It's an outcome of the drug, which has come in the semi-processed tall stones form as a cover cargo, supplied, purified, initially stockpiled, distributed at Sainik farmhouse, various godowns it was kept. Later on, it was sent to Sainik farmhouse, one of the place of occurrence, where the drug was purified by the help of the Afghani specialist. I would call them specialists because they were specifically brought from Afghanistan for this purpose, to segregate the heroin from the homogeneous mixture of talc and the other component by adding. So there is a huge recovery as far as the Punjab police was concerned from Sainik farmhouse on July, my lord. 5th July 2021 is the arrest. Now we come to know when we investigate the first case, the DRI case, my lord. GRU 2021 of 2021, the first case that was handed over to us. While investigating this case, we also come to know there is a consignment which landed in Delhi. And that was the the June related consignment, which Ashi Trading and the proprietor Durga and Machavaram Sudhakar and Rajkumar Perwal have also cleared those consignment at the instructions and connivance of WA1, 2, 3 and other accused persons. So therefore, we mention in the first charge sheet the role of A1. There are initially 10 arrested accused in the first charge sheet, my lord, in the initial investigation. When the 14th March, we laid the charge sheet, that time 10 arrested accused and 6 absconding. The investigation have very clearly and cogently revealed their role as to the 13th September consignment as well as the June consignment of semi-processed talc stones. But we also come to know that the Punjab part has been carried out. So we write to MHA, MHA gives us an order. That case is also connected. We continue with the investigation. Now we take this accused on production and we show them arrested. Investigation continues. They show us the places, the specialist brought from Afghanistan, accused number 11 to 16, 17. Those 4 Afghanis who were there at the Scenic Farmhouse, when the process of filtration and purification was done, utensils and all that calibration, the apparatus for separation, dyes, and several chemicals were recovered in 90 of 2021, the Karshankar PS case. So that recovery itself proves. Further, the accused, when came in the custody, have voluntarily given the disclosure before the independent witnesses that this is the place where the co-conspirators WA1 was there, WA4 was there, A7 was there, Fardeen Amri, Najibullah Khalid WA4, and Hussain Dad, who have come here in India. They were looking after the operations and they have directed us. But somehow Najibullah Khalid managed to give a false reason, which turned out to be a very good reason for his escaping the clutches of law, that I am the interpreter of these 4 Afghanis. And the Punjab police very belligerently believed his so-called say. And they said, you wait, you go, we'll call you back. But in the meantime, he sneaked from India by selling all the properties. They have brought properties worth lakhs in India. They were running a blue sky travel agency. They were selling dates. They were selling the cover cargoes. So many things have happened. So each point, my lords, I'm just trying to submit before the Honorable Court that each of the actions have some reason behind, and every point we have collected evidences. As far as the first supplementary charge sheet, my lords, the sanction was accorded by the Government of India on 25th October 2021. The charge sheet in the matter was submitted, the first supplementary, my lord, on 29th of August 2022. The order, my lord, prior to that 6th October order, I'll just read the operative part, my lord. And whereas upon inquiry, the involvement of foreign persons in procurement and delivery of the consignment has been revealed, the modus operandi suggests a deep-rooted conspiracy for furthering the nefarious activities of the accused involved, which poses serious threat for public health and also to national security. The possibility of the involvement of drug traffickers from multiple countries also cannot be ruled out. Further, it is suspected that the proceeds of these drugs are likely to be used for committing terrorist acts in India. That was the information with the Government of India. Very specific, very categoric in nature. On 6th October 2021, the MHA directs the NIA, and whereas the central government is of the opinion that scheduled offense under NIA has been committed, therefore under 6.5 suo moto, we direct the agency to take over the investigation of the DRI Gandhidham GRU case. And that's how the investigation kickstarts. That's how the entire investigation, which was diligently done by the DRI, transferred to NIA for the intent and motto for which the NIA has been constituted. To unearth the terror acts, the narco-terror linkages. And we proceeded our investigation in that direction. Further, my lord, on 25th October 2021, while submitting this charge sheet on 29th August 2022, we have also relied upon the sanction accorded by the government, which speaks volumes, and the accused, the specialist, 8, 12, 13, 14, all Afghanis, Jannat Gul Kakir, Mujahid Shinwari, Shamiullah Afghan, and Mohammad Lal Kakir. We get a sanction order under section 45 from the MHA, same process, all the evidence submitted, review authority recomes to the government, and government gives the accords a sanction under section 17 and 18 of the UAP Act. Direct linkages, my lord. There are evidences, there are discovery, there is a discovery, there is a recovery to that effect under section 21. There are independent disclosure pointing out memos where we were doing the filtration, how and where the main players in the entire drug cartel, WA1 and WA4 have taken us, where we were working, for whom we were working, and what was our job. Very categorically mentioned in the first supplementary charge sheet. Therefore, This sanction is also accorded, which speaks why the UAP has been attracted. Now coming to the question 824 again, my lord, which is his contention, and that has to be satisfied. Why you are being dealt under UAP Act, and why not only the NDPS? While arguing before the court, my lord, it's the reiteration of the arguments that we have submitted before this court, which finds categorical mention while the bail application as well as the discharge applications were argued, my lord, as far as the case of 824 and 825 is concerned. The case of the prosecution mainly is that, my lord, you are responsible for the first consignment sent by WA7 in connivance with WA1. WA7 is Vitesh Koshar, alias. What's his alias? Vitesh Koshar, WA7, my lord. He would call prior to that Sushanta Sarkar. Sushanta Sarkar would travel in the month of September. In the month of October, Kabir Talwar travels to Dubai. There they hatch the conspiracy. There is evidence to that effect when the witness specifically mentions about his involvement, and Kiwi is to be brought from Afghanistan. This is the case of the prosecution against him. Now, what that Kiwi turns out to be, before the accused, there's a meeting in Mumbai as well as a meeting in Dubai. Both the meetings are been witnessed directly by the accused in one of the case, who is a witness in this case. Apart from that, there is a IPDR, there is a CDR, which corroborates with the technical evidences that he has visited Dubai. Now, when the November consignment comes, you disown the November consignment. You say, this is not my consignment. You lie to the court, you lie to the system, you lie to the agency. It is, if you have nothing to do with, Mr. When first of all, you're called by the DRI in the initial investigation, you conceal this truth. Of course, you have a right, you can say anything. But at least when we are putting you certain questions, it is an onus on you to answer those in specific terms. There is no answer why November 2020 consignment is not owned, or he doesn't say 24, that I have no connection. It is my servant, my employee, who has called this. We find there is no nexus of 825 unless there is the role of 824. 824 has traveled, 830, Sushanta Sarkar prior to that travels to Dubai. WA7 ropes him in the conspiracy that you have to get huge consignment of drugs. We are trying this for the first time. You please get your men ready. The consignment will land in Kolkata port and travel thereafter. The second consignment, he says, Magent India. That time, why he didn't get in his name? 29th of September is the date of registration of Magent India. That's the reason Sushanta was plugged in, because he was an old contact where he had some business with WA7. That, of course, does your liability evade? You had the knowledge on that day also. There is a road challan, D33 in the first supplementary charge sheet, which specifically mentions that the consignment of Jesus Christ is to go to Magent India at so-and-so place in Delhi. First of all, it is every importers and exporters owners to give to the government the declaration as to who is the consignor and the consignee. Now, all of a sudden, when the goods are laden on the truck, the logistic partners are roped in, you do the clearance, your men goes, WA7 men goes. They are the crucial witnesses, X1, X2. That time, everything is done. You have every knowledge on the movement and everything. You're calling the drivers, the WA4, Najibullah Khalid, as to where the consignment lands in 416 Nape Sarai in November itself. Specifically WA9, Abdul Salam Nurzai, from whom the huge 76 point some crore rupees, roughly 77 crore rupees of documented proceeds of crime, of drug proceeds, have been categorically mentioned. Yusuf Zai is a witness to that. Brother of one of the accused has spoken. Yes, my brother was there in Chandni Chowk, Balimaran area. We have recovered that Saraswati book. There are evidence on every aspect. Abdul Salam Nurzai is the same person who would be roped later in the coal consignment. Also, his presence is there. when I argued Pankaj Vaid, my lord may. So how comes Noorzai's linkage with Sobhan Aryan for? We argued before this Honorable Gujarat High Court. The High Court considered it. Sobhan Aryan fir's involvement with Abdul Salam Noorzai had been appreciated by the court. And therefore, his bail application got rejected for the UAP offenses also. I'm coming back to UAP. I'm very specific to UAP. The query up there, the Honorable Court has put up, is to satisfy why UAP was roped. Sobhan Aryan fir's Facebook, when we got the disclosure Panchanama under 27, he is holding AK Kalashnikov, AK-47 rifles with the terror organizations. There is evidence to that effect, which is relied on the record. You are linked up. Each one of them has an antecedent. They are linked up. They are showing Islamic State affiliations. They say, we like this. So many incriminating things besides. That is not the case investigation as far as, but to show the antecedent. How the accused are, what is their mindset, what is their motto, what is their intent, what was the motive of doing this crime. In this crime specifically, while as far as Sobhan Aryan is concerned, he was holding records with WA9 Abdul Salam Noorzai and maintaining that in the Saraswati book, and they were sending drug proceeds through Balimanar in the area to Afghanistan based, and then further it was sent to POK, LED operatives. This has specifically come in one of the witnesses' statement. Coming to, again, my lord, A24. The charge sheet was filed before this honorable court, my lord, against 28th February 2023. A24 with additional charges against A1 Machavaram Sudhakar. We ensured NI did not press any charges as far as the UAP offenses were concerned or Section 22C offenses were concerned when the main charge sheet was filed. Then there was no evidence to that effect. But when we found whether Machavaram Sudhakar, Rajkumar Perumal A3 have done something, omission or commission of the offense under the UAPA, we find yes, the involvement transcribes as far as Hussain Dad is concerned. On the last occasion, my lords, I have read out the direct evidence as far as the conversation between Sudhakar, Machavaram A1 and WA1, Hussain Dad was concerned. Clear these consignments, pay bribe to the custom officials. They would do it for 10-15,000. There are more consignments coming up. Machavaram bhai, do this. Witnesses have identified the voice of WA1. Of course, there is identification required. The report has positively come as far as the voice of A1 is concerned. One of his known person from Chennai has identified his voice, who had some business relations with them, Perumal and A1. So there's no enmity as far as those witnesses are concerned. They have to be believed prima facie as on date. You can't deny there's a direct evidence, there is a clinching evidence, there is corroborative evidence. Sudhakar's role transpired when 13th September consignment landed. Ashi Trading, DRI investigated. There's a WhatsApp group created. Wonderful. Who are all members in the group? A1, A2, A3. Not A2, A2 is his wife. A1, A3, Sudhakar Perumal, Rajkumar Perumal, WA1, Hussain Dad, Javed Najafi, Iranian counterpart. All the consignments are coming from Iran and then via Iran to Mundra port, except the Kolkata port. All other, that consignment also came from Iran. Now this Javed Najafi was introduced by Rajkumar Perumal to WA1. And that's how A1 was connected. In a closed, encrypted WhatsApp group, they used to communicate as to how the consignment would land up. There's clinching evidence as far as there is recovery from their mobile phones regarding the WhatsApp. From certain witnesses, it was recovered. It's not like the evidence has been, there is no allegation to that effect also. So the evidence as on date is prima facie to be believed to be true, my lords. In this charge sheet, my lord, the UAP charges were pressed only with the approval of the higher authority, the MHA, the central government. And my lord, sanction assumes greater significance as far as this case is concerned, or any case is concerned under UAPA. The jurisdictional part, the central government would give the jurisdiction to this honorable court to look into the aspect of the UAPA commission of offenses, because declaring any person as a terrorist or an offender under UAPA is the sole prerogative of the government. But the trying court has the power to independently deal that apart. But the government has said, yes, the NIA has done their job. We find prima facie evidence, and yes, we accord this sanction. On 17 February 2023, the sanction for the commission of offense under UAP Act 17 and 18 has been accorded. One more section is added, 22C, offenses by company, society, trust under the UAP Act. The proprietor concerned or the person who is in charge of the affairs of the company has also been booked. So we filed charge sheet against the 7 companies, including Ashi Trading Company, Jesus Christ Impex of A30, who's the owner and proprietor. Magent India, of course, is owned and managed by A24 and 25. Though it is in the name of A25, still the operational command and the disbursement of the funds or taking the kickbacks to the tune of 1.68 crores without paying any remittances was done solely by A24. And for that, X3 is the witness, and the document D21, which runs into 2,500 pages, my lord, filed in the second supplementary charge sheet. Now, why don't you pay the kickbacks? There's no proper remittance from your side when you buy leather shoes, bags, handbags, and all that. You don't have a reason for that. You could have said, you could have given a plausible reason to the agency. We would have believed that. There is no remittance paid. In fact, all the freight for those consignments also, which rather appear to be allegedly argued by the accused, it's not our contention. He says that this is my routine business. At the most, I'm a custom evader or a coffee posa or any other law, but not UAPA. Mister, these are the kickbacks. The freight has been paid at Dubai. All the earlier 6 consignments, the freight has been paid at Dubai by WA7, Nutritional LLC company. There's a mention. This is not my submission. This is the documents would speak volumes of the involvement of Vitesh Koshar. And this is the same Vitesh Koshar whom A24 met in Dubai. And that is how the conspiracy was hashed in Dubai and Mumbai, where Vicky Kataria has also come. WA10.
Proprietary concern is left out of section 22A. Is what Mr. Prasanna submitted. So
22A is the enabling provision. That is the definition under 299. 299 we never invoke for culpable homicide amounting to murder, my lord. It's the same thing. Is the definition clause. It's an enabling thing.
offenses by companies.
My lords, the punishment is prescribed under 22C. 22A is the definition part. Of course, my lord, that is the discretion of the court to apply or not to apply. But we have invoked the punishment clause, that this is what they have offended or committed the offense with knowledge, with full intent. My lord, moreover, the offense under UAP Act only requires intention to be proved. And that can be gathered, my lord. There is a document 180, D80. Where Kabir says to Prince Sharma, don't reveal anything to NIA. You are in the custody. You will be called. Do not reveal anything. The NIA has come to me. I have also dodged the investigation. You better do not reveal anything regarding. Now, one of the witnesses, I don't want to reveal the relationship of the witnesses, but he's a cogent. He has to be believed. Why so? He says Mr. Kabir Talwar also consumes drugs. and I know that their consignment had heroin in it. The consignment in question before this court, not any other consignment. Very specific. These are part of the protected statements, my lord. Even X3, X2, why they are not accused persons? There is no enmity of X1, X2, X3 with these accused persons. UAP has been invoked because we diligently questioned. DR had done one round under 67 of NDPS Act. That apart, we tried to figure out what was their role. This is we never knew this consignment had anything about heroin or something. Otherwise, we wouldn't have done that. WA7 we did just for the purpose as we were doing it earlier for any other agency. He too was running some business. It was COVID period. After that, they were roped in. Now,
Anything more?
my lord, as far as 22C, Harpreet Talwar has been given under charge 17, 18 and 22C of the UAP Act. Because he is the person who is managing the affairs of the company. And his knowledge transcribes from his visit, the direct evidence in nature of one of the witness, his travel details, the direct evidence in the nature of his conversation with A25 do not reveal anything besides his disclosure statements prior to the recovery of the incriminating voice clip from the mobile of A25 that, sir, this is the place I can show you. This is the place where I have committed. This is the thing I have done. Very categorically mentioned by in the disclosure statement. He deposed in the police custody before independent witnesses. Now, there is recovery to that effect. The call recording clearly mentions, which is D87, my lord. The entire recording, A25 had the habit of recording the conversation, whatever calls he received from A24. And this document is very clear as far as the knowledge part for the offense under UAPA, my lord. The sanction was also accorded, my lord, besides A24, 25, 26, 27, 28, A30, A32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, WA7, the main key player where the 1st November consignment, the conspiracy in question had begun. 17, 18 and 22C. Faridun Amani alias Javed Amani. The LET part.
That's it. Anything more?
My lords.
But if I may take 5 minutes.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. There is no question of reply. I've already heard it.
Absolutely, my lord. But if my lord may recall, my lord, I supplied a judgment, my lord, Shyam Gupta, my lord, with regard to conspiracy. One. And my lord, the second aspect is, my lord, every time the learned, my lord, advocate appearing for NIA is only harping upon the sanction. Sanction is a kind of an FIR where after that only the charge sheet is filed, my lord, after the investigation. So we have to see the evidences of it.
I'm grateful.
Because it's a block. UAP is a block, and more stringent conditions and stringent investigation has to be established. Malon, to try me on UAP.
As of now, sorry to interrupt, as of now, since the discharge applications have been rejected and the said decision of the special court has not been overturned by the Honorable High Court, I think that order holds good.
My lord, for NDPS, my lord, now point of charge. On point of charge, only on UAPS sections, I am not submitting before my lord. And my lord, because the problem here is that the charges are not yet, my lord, the High Court will never step into the shoes of this honorable court and modify the charges. Well, I am only harping upon UAPA sections and not NDPS at all. I would concede at this point of time that NDPS without prejudice, Lord, that NDPS Act can be there, can be presumed. Because
No.
I was in contact with WA7.
Had it been so, my learned predecessor would have discharged your client so far as UAPA is concerned and would have continued with NDPS. If that be the
My
case.
prayer was not like that. My prayer was not like that, Lord. My prayer was completely discharged me because I'm not connected to the whole transaction at all. I was not connected, and that is what we are arguing on before the Honorable High Court. But now we're not on the point of charge. The point of charge is that 17 and 18 ingredients at least have to be fulfilled. But intention is made out only because of one. But the best argument is not that there has been a sanction. Sanction has been before the charge sheet or before the investigation. And after that, they are saying that there are three or four
I think, pardon me if I say so, that you are mistaken, because it's not only on the basis of sanction.
and
What learned advocate Mr. Sandeep has pointed out is
Alex.
there are evidences on that.
I'm obliged.
And
My lord.
I mean, it would not be appropriate for the court to just believe the version of the sanction, the text of the sanction, and then go ahead with the framing of the charge. So rest assured, I am very much mindful about the fact.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I just want to read my role as per their own charge sheet, which is there. I will take by the clock 30 seconds to read it. By the clock 30 seconds, I'm pleading, my lord.
Please go ahead.
My lord, accused Harpreet Singh Talwar has been associated with various businesses like import-export, trade, retail trade of footwear, hotel industry, among others. He's a frequent delinquent and has been in judicial custody for 15 days. DRI for cigarette smuggling, that is Quasi Judicial Authority. He has also been involved in gold smuggling from Dubai through one Indian national, Sunny Kakkar. He has a criminal bent of mind. All these are antecedents. And my lord, he brandishes a five-star lifestyle on such money earned out of criminal activity. His ambition of getting too rich too quickly has taken his smuggling endeavor. But this is drafted not by the investigating agency, but by the advocates, which we do, my lord, sometimes in some matrimonial cases. His ambition of getting too rich so and so, he changed from smuggling of cigarettes, branded leather goods, etc., to heroin in all the same vein. It started in the month of September 2020 when Talwar was introduced to Raju Dubai by Sunny Kakkar. Raju Dubai was already roped in by Afghan narcotic traders and ISI of Pakistan for smuggling heroin into India. Kabir was just the person Raju Dubai was looking for. Kabir Talwar too was ready to cooperate as the risk involved was minimal and profit margins were very high. During investigation, it has been established that Kabir Talwar had already opened a dozen forms in the names of his friends, employees, and other known facts. That's all. It cannot constitute UAPA. That is my humble submission. If I am having a lifestyle, many other investigating agencies are there after me. I can have that. If I am spending money, that also doesn't connect me to UAPA.
Subegowda.
I assisted Raju Dubai for smuggling, then also not UAPA, my lord. No intention whatsoever with regard to UAPA, my lord. They have not agreed, they are not agreed of that. I am not agreed of that. But the only thing is NIA has agreed that I have not paid them back. That also does not constitute UAPF.
But
I am only on UAPF.
do you think that the persons who are committing the offences under the UAP Act or which fall under the UAP Act would be so naive to commit in a manner that it would be like 1 + 1 = 2?
Absolutely, absolutely right, my lord. Absolutely. I agree, I bow down. But the only concern here is, my lord, they should get an evidence. Just because there is no evidence. And my lord, because I last time also I gave a judgment with regard to, my lord, the charge sheet has to be seen, maybe critically, but only the evidence, not the presumptions, because on the basis of those evidence. No evidence as such is there to connect me to UAPA. And what the other side also said that WA1 was connected, WA2 was connected with A1, A3, A4. I was not in that group. I was not connected to, admittedly, I was not connected to WA1. I was not connected to WA2. I was not connected to even A1, 3, 4, 7, 8, Subhan Alim Far or Mohammed Khalid or anyone else. And no purification plant was there in that property where these goods alleged contraband has been seized. No purification. That is Sainik Farms. I have nothing to do with Sainik Farms. I am only concerned with, my lord, one consignment, Nepsarai. After that, 3 more consignments came. But the presumption is against me because I am having a good lifestyle.
Not so.
Beyond Fashion, VK Enterprises, every consignment came after my consignment.
No, Mr. Nipun, we are not conducting a trial. I'm sorry. But it is just because it is a mandate. I am hearing
Right.
all the learned advocates on the count of charge.
My lord.
Well,
My lord. My